Hi there, welcome to the weekly Chainlink Wyckoff session. And we're looking at the weekly chart of Chainlink with a couple of pretty high red volume bars over the past few weeks. And before getting into the details, these sessions are not financial advice, they're for education research purpose only. And given that, your discussions are still very welcome. So feel free to leave a comment. And back to the chart, the price has been trading below the first yellow line. That's the resistance line set by the price levels or the trading range over here. We see all these frequent candles, right? And then the support is set by, well, there's actually another one like set by the peaks and the lows of here. That's why we see some rebound multiple times before the next one. So there are multiple levels over here. So it's between $14.60 roughly to down to $12.30, give and take, because it's always a range. So as of this moment, today's volume is a bit higher than yesterday, however not as high as when it first fell from the second test. However, this current level is still way higher than the $8.80 top, or if you take the wicks, around 9.50. Currently it's 12.80 roughly. So there's still around $3.50 to before it touches the top of the accumulation cycle between 2002 to 2003. This green line over here is the bottom of the accumulation cycle, somewhere around the spring stage, and also the top of this cycle over here. Before the price shot up in 2020. So this is, I would say, quite strong support at 480, around 480, if really the market goes that bad. However, within the range between 480 to 810, or no, even 9, that's pretty much the range of accumulation. So let's see whether Link would get to that stage like this month or next. And in terms of monthly, because it's the beginning of the month, it's time to look at what happened last month. The trading volume was higher than before. However, the body of the candlestick is not as pessimistic as what we saw in February. So basically there's quite a number of change of hands. So people, there are some people buying as well as some people selling, and they are kind of closer in terms of volume. So that's why the price range or the price gap is much narrower than what we had in February. So let's see whether that would continue for this month, or would it shoot all the way down to the accumulation range in 2002-2003. Because as of this moment, I'm not seeing PS yet, the preliminary support. So if Wyckoff method is still valid, we would be able to see that soon, unless if I really have to argue that currently we are seeing a preliminary support already at this level. It's not impossible. However, that means the selling climax is yet to come. So that's something we have to pay attention to. In terms of daily, it's still within, even though it's trading between the two yellow lines, it's still within the downward flag, the blue flag, or the downward playground zone. So this has pretty much started in January, and then it's now been lasted for 75 days already. It may continue. However, like I said, there's pretty strong support over here, and going further down to the next even stronger support, it's possible, but may not be so likely, at least for this month, hopefully, because of this accumulation over here. So this bottom around 950 is one support, and then the much bigger support is at 550. So hopefully the market won't be that pessimistic. However, it's still within this flag. So when it comes to this angle over here, this wedge, let's see whether it will break out, or is it going to break this support line at the bottom, the second yellow line. So that's pretty much for Chainlink. I'll move on to Tron links.